Resident Evil 4 Remake is my game of the year right now. It is amazing. Good blend of action and horror and fun. It's just a really fun game to play. I love Resident Evil a lot. RE4 Remake is just...
Welcome back to the Coatedinacid podcast, and we're here with Ohnzeuw.
Yes, Ohnzeuw, also known as Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're here for a podcast, and yeah, we're just gonna chat it up for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, Ohnzeuw has been a friend of mine literally since first grade. I'm not sure if I'll edit in the photo here, but there's a photo somewhere. Actually, there's one in my room. I'm going to use that as a thumbnail. I'll show you later. And then there's another photo of us like in second grade, and I had like a jacket on my head.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. First grade, that's a long time.
Yeah, dude, first grade. We had Mrs. Wu.
Mrs. Wu, yeah.
Miss Wu.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess back then she was Miss Wu. She's actually, I think, Mrs. Lee now?
Really?
I think she's married, yeah.
Oh,
By
okay.
now. Or she, like, when I visited Emory, like, with Hajun in, like, 7th or 8th grade, she had, like, a kid, I think. And then she was, like, Miss Lee or something. And she was married. So, yeah. But I guess the nickname Ohnzeuw also comes from Hajun.
Oh, Hajun, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The reason why I call him Ohnzeuw is because I think sometime in junior high, like, Ohnzeuw said you were like part Swedish or something.
Yeah, part Swedish.
Like, are you actually part Swedish, or was?
Well, it's
was that
like
just
maybe
random?
like a small percentage. My dad has some like Swedish roots apparently,
Yeah.
so I'm not like a totally Swedish, but I just mentioned that one day, and they're like, "Oh, call you Ohnzeuw now."
Yeah. literally, Hajun was like, "Oh, okay. How do we make Andrew Swedish?" And he just like spelled it out like Ohnzeuw, and he just spelled it out. And he was the one that created the name Ohnzeuw, and it helped because there's Ohnzeuw and there's Slugs, who is the other Andrew of the crew. So yeah, so that's the origin story of the name Ohnzeuw.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're back. It's actually been a while since I talked to Ohnzeuw.
It's been like January. It's like the last time we talked. So like winter break, pretty much.
Right, when we were at Manir's old house. Now
Yeah.
he lives in a bigger house, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna film there, but we'll see. Manir does live in a different house now. But yeah, it's been a while. It's literally been January. It's June right now.
June, 6 months, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically the first half of 2023. So like, what have you been doing? You've been a student, right?
Dang.
You're a student.
Yeah, student. So I've been doing a lot of schoolwork lately. Trying to do internships, which has been a struggle for me because, man, I applied to so many places, and you know, you get so many rejections, and it's pretty tough. You know, trying to balance all that. I did get a phone interview, and you know, it went okay. Like, it was fine, but that was like my best chance of getting an internship, and then I got rejected, which sucked. But you know, it's been tough. And then I also was doing like a club for like engineering. It's called Baja SAE, and it's like a automotive like kind of club where you build like a car that can compete with others in like an off-roading type of race. So I was like a club member doing a little project working on some like theoretical stuff called like strain gauges. I think Chris mentioned that to you one time. I don't know if you remember.
I do not remember.
Yeah, but it was basically just like researching that and then making a circuit for that. So that was like my whole semester project as a club member. And I'm hoping to become an intern like next semester so that I can work on more like hands-on stuff, because you need to be an intern to like work in the workshop basically. So that's like my goal for that. And then on top of that, I had school. So I had classes, obviously, and doing like, you know, like engineering classes. And some of them were pretty tough. Like, there was this one class I had to retake from last summer. I think I told you about it. I don't know if you remember, but like I failed the lecture, but I passed the lab last summer. So then I retook it this past semester, and you know, I passed. But it was, you know, it was a bit different from the summer class. So yeah, there's that. But thankfully I passed, and it's all good now. So my GPA is back up. Hopefully that'll help with, you know, getting a job and internship soon. So yeah, that was basically my semester in terms of like academics. Yeah.
Wait, so when you were in Baja, were you with Peace? Like, because I know Peace was in that club as well.
Yeah, he was in the club, but I think he had like a really hard class, so he had to drop out basically. And we were never in the club, but we were never in like this at the same time working together. But he was the one who told me about it, so yes, it was pretty cool so far. I like the club. It's pretty cool.
So you're gonna continue with that club next year as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then maybe do another club for like, it's called IEEE. It's like for electrical engineers, and it's also just like a good club to have on your resume. Like, oh, you basically like membership is pretty good, and it'll look good for internships and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of the plan so far.
Mm-hmm. So you said you were looking for internships and you got one phone interview.
Mm-hmm.
How many places did you apply?
I lost count. I think since September last year, it was maybe close to 50-ish places.
Total?
Yeah, total. And it's just been, I got like a few phone interviews over that time. The recent one was the one I just told you about. That was like in April. So yeah, it's just, I feel like it's like luck based sometimes. Like you gotta like get lucky and hope they see the potential in you. Yeah.
So phone interviews, only phone interviews? Like no like in person
or
or virtual?
Never had an in person.
Really? Just all on like just calling?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, I guess it's just online how it is nowadays, and online interviews and stuff. But yeah.
What sort of companies and like what position? So just
just like an entry level, like electrical engineering mostly, and then I would apply to, like the big companies like Boeing, JPL, like aerospace kind of companies like that, and then do like the small stuff like startup companies and Irvine and just like around the general area pretty much.
Right.
So that kind of stuff. And no, I think that's it. Yeah.
So did you did you practice with Greece, or like you like looked over your resume with Greece as well?
Yeah. We looked over my resume, and he helped me out with like how to like write a good resume and like what to look out for. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
So you would want to get an internship like during the school year, and then have that at the same time with school? Yeah,
so ideally like close to Pomona would be best, because I don't want to drive like all the way across the state to like LA or something for like right after school would not be very good for me.
Right.
So somewhere close by would be nice, yeah. And then this coming semester I do have Mondays off, so that's good because I can have they can be work day for me. And then Wednesdays I have a lab like really early in the morning, like 7 a.m. So then after that I'm like good for the rest of the day, so I can like go to work and stuff. And then Tuesday and Thursdays are kind of like my busier days of school, and then Friday is like my club day. So it's kind of busy if I get like an internship on top of all that, which is good. But we'll have to wait and see.
Right, and you have to take the FE as well?
Yeah, the FE exam. Oh, man. I forgot about that.
When do you plan to take that?
I'm thinking September or October, because I have like some time this summer to study, so I gotta start studying again, because I recently went on vacation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I went to Seattle. I just came back Monday night, and I just had like a week, like a full actual vacation, and it was nice. It was really good.
Did you drive up there?
No, we flew up there. It was like basically my family's first real vacation since before COVID, so we had that. And yeah, now I gotta get back into it. I was pretty lazy yesterday. I was tired, but like now I gotta get back into studying for the FE again, and I plan to do like a couple hours a day, and hopefully take it in September and pass, and I can just get that out of the way for now. Yeah.
Do you have family in Seattle, or was it just like you guys just picked there?
Oh, we just picked it, yeah, because we never been there, and we always wanted to go to Seattle, so it was cool. Yeah, we went to like the Space Needle, and did all like the touristy kind of things, and then we went to like the forest area. So like like we went hiking for a bit. We saw some waterfalls. It was really cool. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff there, like nature, a lot of like nature, trees, and I'm a big fan of like going to forests and hiking and that kind of thing. So it was fun. It was really fun.
Did it rain?
Oh yeah, it did rain. It was cool because there's this one town we went to, and it was like kind of like almost this kind of Silent Hill vibe, like the fog, and it was like kind of lightly raining, and it was like in the woods, and it was just really cool. Like it was very atmospheric. It was cool. But yeah, it's just a fun time. Yeah.
All right. So you haven't gotten anything back from, or basically, are you done with like looking for internships and you're just gonna
No, I'm gonna keep looking again.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure there's like fall internships, so I'm gonna keep looking. I did apply to a couple right before I left, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So I'm just gonna keep looking and keep trying.
So what do you plan to do this summer then?
This summer will be the FE exam studying. I'm looking for a part-time job as well, so I applied to Trader Joe's, Sprouts, like kind of like the grocery stores, and I actually applied to Best Buy too, because Best Buy is pretty cool. Like going to work at like an electronics store is pretty cool. I applied on the Friday before I left, and unfortunately I haven't heard back from them yet, so I don't know if I'll get it, but that'd be really cool to get. But yeah, just part-time jobs, the FE exam, studying, looking for internships, and yeah, just those three basically.
So you'll just have the part-time job for the summer, and then you'll like, would you stop doing it during the school year?
I think I would try to do part-time on the weekend, because I want to try to. The reason why I quit McDonald's was because I got like overwhelmed. So I'm hoping that like, if I try again and try to make it work this time, like that would be really cool to work and then go to school, make some money on the side while doing my studies, and hopefully that doesn't like clash too much like it did last time. So yeah, I think I'll try to stick to part-time on the weekend.
Dang, so you're gonna be like super busy.
Yeah.
Basically, both semesters. How many classes do you have left?
So I have the senior design project, and I have like 3 more elective classes I gotta take, and I have 2 right now in the fall semester, so just 1 more in the spring, and then I have one more required lecture and lab class. So it's not too much. It's just like a little bit, and then just on the side like elective stuff.
So you have like just 5 classes next quarter, and then or next semester, and then 5 classes after that, or basically.
Yeah. So I'm taking. I want to say 6 because I added a pottery class just for fun.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know. It just seems kind of cool. Like try learning a new skill like that, a new hobby. So I'm gonna try it out, and then in the spring it's probably more like 3 or 4 classes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it should be pretty chill, and then my final semester.
How often will you have to drive up to campus?
So right now it's Tuesday through Friday, so 4 days.
4 days a week. Was it the same last semester, or like
last semester was the same? It was Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How's the drive?
The drive is it gets boring. It's not too bad. Like I don't know. I tend to stick to the side streets because it's less trafficy in the morning. And
how long is it?
Usually like 35-40 minutes.
Wow.
But I just turn on a podcast and I just drive there basically, and it's not too bad. It just gets kind of boring. Yeah.
Which car do you take?
I take the Camry. It's the
one that's here?
Yeah, the one out there.
Okay.
It's better for driving to like Pomona. The Xterra is like really gas inefficient. So, and my sister uses it too. So we both have to like share the cars basically. Yeah.
Right. Your sister, is she in college now?
Yeah, she's in college. She goes to Fullerton College. Yeah.
And then what year is she?
She just finished her first year, so she's gonna be a sophomore in the fall.
Right.
Yeah.
So how's Zeus doing?
Zeus is great. Yeah, he's healthy. He's doing, he's doing good. He's almost 7 years old. He's gonna be 7 on June 30th. So.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Today's the 16th, right?
Today's the 14th, I believe. Yeah, 14th.
Oh, 14th. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. you celebrate Zeus's birthday?
Yeah, we do. We just get him a little treat and usually take a picture with him. And yeah.
Right.
So, Michael, I want to know what you've been doing. What's up with you? I've heard some snippets, like you going to Korea.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen a little bit of in your shorts about like selling books. I'm just curious to know more about that.
Right. So, I did go on a trip to Korea in May. So from May 1st through 19. Just getting to Korea though, by the time we got to Korea, it was like the 2nd of May nighttime. We went to sleep. We woke up, it was May 3rd already. So that was technically day 1, I guess, in Korea. And then I guess May 2nd was like day 0. And then it was all the way till May 19. So like 16 days. And then when we came back here, it was like May 19 again, but then morning because of like the time zones.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was fun. Half the time I was in my grandma's city. She lives in a city called Jeonju. And then quarter of the time I was in Seoul, which is the capital. So, and then basically like the New York City of Korea.
Okay.
And then quarter of the time we were in Incheon, which is where the international airport is.
Okay.
So I believe there's only one international airport in South Korea. So, and it's just in Incheon. Incheon was kind of deserted actually. I guess everybody wants to, like, all the tourists want to be in like Seoul,
Right.
or even Busan. I was in a city called Busan for a day, and then there's just a lot of fish and there's an ocean, and then the ocean was just like, it was like a beach. It's the same Pacific Ocean, so it didn't look any different. Like the sand was the same, and just like the temperature of the water was the same too. So I wasn't really impressed by it. But yeah, we were just there for a day and we went back to Jeonju, and it's like they're like 3 hours away, like Jeonju and Busan. Busan's like southeast Korea, and then Jeonju's like south of South Korea. So yeah, then Seoul and Incheon are like northwest Korea. So South Korea is about the size of like Southern California. So like to go from Seoul to Jeonju was also about like 4-hour drive.
Okay.
Or we rode in a bus. There's also the train station, but it's only like an hour faster. So yeah, and there's a lot more buses too. The bus ticket is like $10 cheaper, but there's a lot more, I guess, times when it comes to buses. Trains are more like strict with their times, I guess, or I feel like there's less flexibility with trains. But overall, it was fun. Food was good. Actually, the Korean fast food though was bad, man.
Bad?
Yeah.
Like how so?
Like the burgers were so sad, dude. The burgers, the fries, like they tasted bad. I was like, one thing America has better than South Korea is the fast food, dude. Like the fast food here is so sad. But the Korean food is way better than I would say the Korean food in America.
Right.
Right, because it's Korea. But like fruit was good too, actually. The fruit was pretty good.
Okay.
But yeah, the fast food, I was like, man, like you can't beat America. Or I guess South Korea is nowhere near the level of America when it comes to the fast food, at least for like burger joints, I guess. So
they just like taste not fresh, or like
it just
like,
tastes bad.
Tastes bad.
Yeah.
They're not a good taste.
Yeah, it's just like In-N-Out is like the best burger in my opinion. But then like the burgers there, it's just like, I guess it's like a passing grade. It's like it passes as a burger, but I'd not eat this again. So, but it was fun. I don't really speak Korean, so like a lot of the time I would, if I had to communicate Korean with somebody, I'd just go to my mom, or like I just look to my mom. Like my sister was there like half the time, I guess, because she came a week later because she lives in New York, and I think she had one less. Or me, my mom, my dad can make all 3 weeks, but my sister can only not work for 2 weeks, or she only had 2 weeks of vacation, so she was there for 2 weeks. But yeah, it was really fun. Everything's cheaper there. Literally, it's like 50% to 30% off, like the prices compared to the prices here.
Oh wow.
So like haircut I got was 8,000 Korean won, which is 650 USD.
Dang.
So $6.50.
Wow.
So, and the haircuts I got here, I guess beforehand, it was like $35.
Wow.
So at least this guy, I guess the barber. So actually the reason why I got a haircut, I grew my hair out for 3 years, and then December 9 technically. So December 10 was at that time when I was working for the company, like Arbitech, they had a holiday party. And then I was honestly at that point, I think the dudes, like the guys in Arbitech, they were like really handsome. And I was like, man, if I'm competing with those guys, like they're all really tall, like built, and like they're like really handsome. I'm like, dude, if I gotta compete with those guys, I'm gonna like cut my hair. But also it's kind of just time, like 3 years with long hair. Like girls do it all the time, but I think for me, I'm like, this is like a pain because it's just a lot of maintenance. So I was like, it's also time too. So I got that haircut, and I think my mom just found a barber. Like I've never had like an actual barber before. Like before, it would just be like before the pandemic, so like 2019. Like basically my high school days, we would go to this one like Korean hair salon, and the haircuts would be like $12, $12 to $15, like depending. So it's like $10 flat, and then you got a tip. So it was like $12 to $15, and the haircuts were like hit or miss. So like 50% of the time they were like mid, 50% of the time they were good, but yeah, they were hit or miss. At least like the person that kept cutting my hair, she was like 50-50. Like I don't know. I was kind of I felt like a clown because every time I'd be like, oh, it's been like 3 months. Maybe she's more experienced. And then no, I just get the same like mid haircut. But so that's why I wanted to get a different barber. And then
Right.
Yeah, it's more expensive, like $35. But I mean, I got pretty good haircuts. So I think I cut my hair twice with that guy. And then and I got a haircut in Korea. And then I don't know, next time I gotta get a haircut. But things, not just haircuts, are like cheaper. Actually, fast food is only like 10-20% cheaper. Like fast food is actually kind of expensive in Korea, probably because like burgers are like harder to get in Korea than in like the States where there's like cows everywhere. But like Korean food, like something called, like for example, samgyang, like that would be in LA. My dad paid like $17-$18, but then in Korea it's like $8.
Wow.
So it's like way cheaper.
Yeah.
So like the food in general is cheaper there. Also, the biggest culture shock was the lack of homeless people.
Oh.
Yeah, because in New York, every 10 seconds you see a homeless person and they're like begging you for money. But in Korea, like I was like, dude, like especially in Seoul, like even in Seoul, like where there's huge population and it's like a city, I'm like, okay, like 3 days in, I'm like, I haven't seen a single like homeless person yet.
Wow.
But I did see some eventually, but it was only like a handful. Well, in Korea or in New York, it's like half the people there are homeless. But
like Seattle, it's like pretty bad with the homeless stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
even LA. But so one thing Korea beats America is the less homeless people, or there's less homelessness in Korea, which is, I guess, a good thing. But yeah, so overall fun. It actually, I think traveling in general is good for anybody.
Yeah.
Like, because when you're in California or just like in your house, even in general, you kind of just like are in this bubble and you don't know what's beyond like where you live. You don't know how other people live, or you don't know how other like cities work. And once you do, you're like, oh wow, it just gives you a whole new perspective.
It does, yeah.
Right. So it's just like, I don't know, it just makes you, I guess, appreciate the world more, or appreciate where you live more. Because like, I remember coming back and I was like, man, it's nice to see America again. Like in the freeway, I was like, it's nice to see America again. So yeah, Korea was fun. And I guess the book selling, the main, like the money, I guess, for book selling, at least how I'm doing it, it's not great. I'm sure if you fully committed, so like, got a pro account, which is like $40 a month, versus a free account, which they just take $1 each sale. And if you got like reselling, and then you went like, I guess, pretty often, you went to look for books often, while I only do it like maybe once a month. Or I did it like a few times and I just stopped doing it. I'm sure if you fully committed, you can make like decent money.
Yeah.
I know some people on YouTube have made like a living off of it, but me, I just did it for the content. Also just to try, like kind of just for fun too, because it was like right after I quit my job. I just want to try it.
Right. That's good.
Right. Because like I saw a video from Joshua Mayo, and he was like, oh, you can make some side cash from selling books. And I saw my bookshelf right there. I was looking at my bookshelf And that's actually like I gutted out a lot of the books. Like, it's actually all like over there. Those are the books. I'm not gonna sell them. I think I'm just gonna like donate them. But I think like 10 or 15 of the books were worth selling already in my collection. And I also asked my sister if I could sell some of her books, because like those books are kind of just dead weight. Like nobody's reading in this house, at least those books. The only time I read is if I'm traveling, actually. So in Korea I actually read a lot, because I was like, you have to wait in the flight and also in the bus rides between cities. Like I read a lot actually, but that was also the main reason, because I wanted to like see if I can sell some of them and just basically clear some space. Ultimately, like I just wanted to clear space.
Right.
So tried it out, and it was actually, I would say it was worth it. Like I didn't make much money. I like by now it's been like 90 days in, and I've only made about $300.
Okay.
So it's not, the money isn't great, but like at that time, especially when I quit my job, I would say it gave me purpose, like AKA like my like evident by my sleep schedule. Like I actually was like consistently waking up at 7, because I knew like once I'm out of work, I don't have to wake up for anything anymore. At work I was waking up at 5 every morning. Now I don't have to wake up for anything, but I was still waking up at 7 because of this book selling thing. So at that time it did give me like a purpose. And I also like edited some videos. That was also like another reason. Like the main reason was to make videos off of them. One of them did kind of blow up on TikTok.
Really?
Like 26k views.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and that was, I believe, because I had like an interaction with one of the library workers. I did release it on my channel. Have you been? So you know about
I think
me?
I've seen some of them. Yeah.
Right. So you might have watched it on YouTube. It was just like 1,000 views like normal, but on TikTok it kind of blew up. So in general, like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok are all somewhat different. They're fundamentally the same where you scroll, but the audiences are somewhat different. So like I think TikTok has more younger people,
right?
I guess like in high school.
Yeah.
And TikTok is like YouTube Shorts is like slightly older people, and then I think Instagram Reels is more like females, I think, because honestly my mom, my sister use the heck out of Instagram.
My dad does too. He uses it a lot.
And when I go on Instagram, there's a lot of girls that post, even though they're only like maybe like a quarter of the people I follow. They just post a lot too. But yeah, I think my dad before TikTok also used Instagram. So I don't post on Instagram Reels just because I'm like, I don't think I need to. Like I think for now I'm just gonna focus on making better content. TikTok is kind of just like, the number one, like virtually the number one platform of short content. So I'm just like, all right, I may as well just like chuck everything. Yeah, just chuck everything I make for YouTube on TikTok that are shorts. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna like consistently keep doing this anymore. I'm not sure. Like I don't think I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life, obviously, or at least the book selling. And I don't know if I'm gonna make any more episodes beyond like maybe like 2 or 3 more. So a lot of the short content was kind of just for me to make content.
Right.
Like the reason why I started doing it is because it was easy. And I was like inspired by other shorts creators, and they were making like easy content. Like it's just super easy. Like it's all shoved into 1 minute. So yeah, I was just doing it. I started like while I was working for Arbitech. And then yeah, and I got some. Well, actually, okay. Well, my main channel, I got like maybe like 20 subs, and my TikTok I have like 85 followers. But then my Coatedinacid Clips channel,
dude, that channel's blowing up.
Yeah, dude, that channel. So I'm at like 848 subs.
Oh wow.
848, and then like 800k views, and literally all I do, I barely even edit most of the videos I put there. Like I literally just record a cat for like 5 seconds, and it gets like 5,000 views.
That's crazy.
So honestly, I guess that's just like that's kind of just an experiment, because it only takes me like maybe 1 or 2 hours a month to like maintain that channel. So at least maintain like the daily uploads of random like cats or like lizards I'm like filming. So very little effort, but a lot of views. And I guess like the subs are, I would say the sub count is not like significant because they're all from shorts. Like probably like almost all of them are from shorts. So even if I were to put in like long form videos, like they probably won't get that many views because people subscribe for the shorts.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that channel actually. I'm just gonna keep going. I guess like 1,000 subs is the goal, and I think I will hit it like inevitably.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do after that. Honestly, I have my main channel like Coatedinacid and Coatedinacid clips, and the clips channel was supposed to be like you remember a clips meta back in the day where it would clip like like TNSC clips.
Yeah.
So I would just take like small clips from main channel videos and just post it on that channel. Like clips meta used to be a big thing. I think in 2021, 2020.
Yeah.
Where literally in your recommended, it would just be like short clips everywhere. But then, that's long gone. And now they only push just shorts. So like 9:16 rather than 16:9 clips. So the clips meta is dead. But yeah, that was the original purpose. But then for some reason, the channel just blew up because I started just posting. In the beginning, I just posted shorts just because they were just part of like the clips, I guess. And then I don't know, it just freaking blew up. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with those two channels. I was thinking of starting from scratch again.
Really?
At some point. Not necessarily quitting like Coatedinacid clips, but like have those be like personal, and then maybe make another channel that's like more like algorithm.
Okay.
Because like my main channel is like kind of personal channel.
Right.
Like Paul told me like a word, he used the word called hyper niche, because there's like niche, right? Like, oh, I'm a fisherman, right? But then this is like hyper niche, where it's just like, oh, it's kind of just my life, and then it's hard to appeal to like to strangers about your life, your personal life. So it's usually how YouTubers have like a niche channel, and then they have like their personal channel. So I remember like Clash Royale, or what? No, I wasn't watching Clash Royale. I was watching Clash of Clans, like Clash of Clans YouTubers, and they would have their Clash of Clans channel that have like 1 million subs, and they have like a vlog channel that is like their personal channel. That's like thing. It's like 10-20k subs. Right. It's like way little. Although there are some channels where the second channel blows up more than the main channel. Actually, there are some cases like that. But yeah, so I guess right now, in general, I'm just trying to, my life purpose right now actually, or like my current goals is just to make my content better. So that's what I've been doing ever since I came back from Korea.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get better. Like right now I'm watching like a Premiere Pro course, and a lot of it's review, because a lot of it I kind of just figured out, and I'm like, oh, how do I do this, and I'm watching it, and I did learn actually that you can adjust lighting. Like you can adjust the lighting levels, and I actually did not know that. It's called color correction.
Oh, in the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
So literally Chris told me about, oh, there's like a lighting issue, and that day I happened to also learn about color correction.
Nice.
So yeah, I guess I just didn't know you could like alternate the I guess like saturation or whatever. But I will do that for this podcast, although I did put an effort to better the lighting.
Yeah.
But I think I'll try to mess with the settings a little post, or like in the edit with the lighting. But I also flipped the camera over with the cameras better, and I jacked up the lighting. So yeah, but I'm taking that, and I also plan to take like an After Effects, or watch an After Effects video. So basically the Premiere Pro video I post on Pokecore, and it's like 10.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
And then After Effects is like 11.5 hours.
Oh my god.
So next up, I'm gonna learn. I might actually, there's a Photoshop tutorial as well, made from the same guy, that's like 4 hours. So I might do Premiere Pro, and then either After Effects, because I don't know anything about After Effects, so I know that's gonna take me the longest. I might go straight there, or I might just quickly watch the Photoshop, because I know a little bit about Photoshop. Maybe not as much as Premiere, I'd say, but I'm starting to try to put in work for like the thumbnails as well, because thumbnails are very important. That is basically half the video. Right. If the viewer doesn't click on the video, then the viewer doesn't watch the video. So that's what I've been doing. I've just been trying to get make my skills in video and content creation better. Like you gotta like film correctly. You gotta write a script. That's really good. And then the editing is only like a quarter of making content. So like you gotta come up with ideas. So ideally, I would want work in like such a field, I guess. I guess the ideal situation is I have like a job working for like a YouTuber or something. Somebody that knows what they're doing, because ideally I would want to learn like as well. Like it's pretty like efficient to learn from somebody that knows what they're doing already, because I don't really know that many people that content create or that create content, like aside from a few friends, and most people kind of just do it once and then like not touch it ever again. So yeah, that's just kind of what I've been doing. I've just been trying to just get my content better.
That's good. Yeah, that's a useful skill to learn for you to make like content. Like that's a lot of cool stuff you're learning.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I never really took improving seriously. Literally, I started making videos in 2012 when I was like 11 years old, and I didn't really start editing. Like I would just record it and post it until 2014. My sister introduced me to Movie Maker. So Movie Maker is like the bare bones software, and I literally used Movie Maker until like 2022 or 2021. Like I think literally,
that long, huh?
I literally, because it was just all I needed with my needs. Like all I did, like most of what I was making was either gaming videos back then or just random clips episodes. And random clips is, you don't need that much editing, because it's literally just random. It's in the title. Random clips. It's just random videos I post on I record on my phone and I post just for the sake of memories. It's kind of like a journal. So yeah. So Movie Maker, and then in 2019, that's when I was introduced to Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve. I guess first technically was DaVinci Resolve. I guess I was introduced to Premiere Pro when I went to film camp with Mitch, like 7th grade actually. I believe the summer after 7th grade. But I never used it since until 2019, where this guy named Ethan from my high school, he was like, oh, just use DaVinci Resolve, it's free. And it is. And it's like an advanced video editing software that's free. So I used it just to like zoom in. Like I didn't really use it too much. I just used it to zoom in and stuff. Because you can't do that in Movie Maker. Okay. You can only like do like a dynamic zoom, and it's only like it's like a small zoom too. So yeah, I used DaVinci Resolve, and then one of my friends in college gave me like a cracked version of Premiere Pro. So I used that a little bit. And then until like 2022, 2021, UCI students had like so if you're a UCI student, you can have a free like license, Adobe license. That's where I got the legit Premiere Pro instead of, I guess, the cracked Premiere Pro. So yeah, and I now I still use the like Premiere Pro, but I use Paul's account now because I'm not a UCI student anymore. So yeah. So, and with Movie Maker you can only do so much. So that whole block between 2014 and 2019, like my improvement was like very small. And then 2019 to like 2022, I was still mostly using Movie Maker. And I guess like DaVinci Resolve or Premiere as like supplementary, like just to zoom in. And I didn't really actually start using only Premiere Pro until like 2022. And that's when I stopped Movie Maker, I would say that's officially when I became like a true editor, I guess.
Right.
So technically I only have like maybe 1 year of editing experience, even though I've been making content for since 2012, so like almost 11 years. My channel's been around for basically 11 years. So yeah, so basically right now I'm finally taking my content creation seriously, especially after quitting my job. Because I mean, when I was in my job, I was like, man, I don't know, I just didn't like what I was doing, I guess. And I did have like a few opportunities to edit. Like I edited, I don't know, I guess, do you use LinkedIn?
I do use LinkedIn, yeah.
You might have seen the videos I edited, but I edited a little bit for like one of my coworkers, and I enjoyed that work. That was work I enjoyed.
That's awesome, yeah.
Right, so that's why when I quit my job, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to make my editing better, because especially at that time, especially even now, it's very like beginner. I guess for someone who doesn't have experience in content creation, it seems pretty good. It's like decent editing, but in the world of editing, or just in the world of content creation, it's very beginner editing, I'd say. Like it's still editing. That's like very beginner, because there's so much I can learn. There's still a lot to learn. To be like industry standard, there's a lot to learn. So yeah, ideally I'd try to, again, I would want to work for a YouTuber or someone that knows what they're doing. But then like the chicken and the egg problem, where it's you need work to have experience, but
Right.
experience to have work, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just what I've been doing these days, and I'm gonna keep doing. I'm not sure how long, but there is a chance I will, likely it will be, I will find like work, I guess aside from content
Like a
creation.
part-time job, basically.
Yeah, right. There is a chance, but for now, I guess I'm not too focused on that right now.
Gotcha.
Like right now, I'm just trying to. I still have the Korea footage to edit. Yeah, and a few more shorts. I'm gonna try to lessen the shorts, because ultimately, unless you have something that's you can keep doing and that's unique, you can find success in just making shorts. Like definitely. Like I know there's this guy named Doka Ryan, and he like makes he leaves like candy inside like alcohol for like a week, and then he tries it. And that's like every video, and he gets like millions of views.
That's
And
cool.
all just short content. And he has products, like, so he sells his own vodka, he sells this. So because he has a large audience, even though shorts in ad revenue it's nothing, he still has products and a lot of eyes. So because of that, he can sell his products, and that's likely how he makes his money.
Mm.
And that's likely how other people who are also successful in shorts make their money as well. But for me, unless I can find something unique and I can keep doing, and that's like goes viral and stuff, I'm gonna try to like lessen the shorts and try to transition more to like 16:9 videos, so longer form content, because I think that's ultimately king. Long form content is king, especially with like ad revenue.
Yeah.
And like shorts are kind of just like you watch one and that's it,
Right.
or like you watch them and that's it, and you kind of don't really watch them again. But for long form, you could like just go back and watch them again. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to. So like I have my Knees Over Toes program series, or like my
right.
workout series, and then I guess the reselling books. I think for reselling books, I do have one that I have to do, and then I might record one more, and that might be it. Again, unless like something viral happen, or like I don't know, maybe people want to see more. But and with the Knees Over Toes program, I'm gonna try to like. I used to do it weekly, like week 1, week 2, week 3, and I started to do 2 weeks at a time, and I think I'm gonna transition to 3 weeks and then 4 weeks at a time. So, like I have week 18 and 19, and then I'll probably do 20 to 22. Wait, no, week 17 and 18, and then 19 to 21, and then 22 to 24, and then do like 24, 28, 20 to 32. So. Like 4 weeks at a time. So I'm gonna try to, I don't know, just like try to make other things, I guess. Cause like that was like the beginning. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do like a weekly series of the Knees Over Toes program, and although I guess it got some views, I guess it got like a decent amount. I did learn a lot, I guess, about making short form content through that series. Well, yeah, so that's just what I'm doing these days. I guess technically it's been since January.
Yeah.
But like even, I guess when we last met was in January, so like end of January. I was working then, and then I quit in March 10, and then ever since March 10, this is what I've basically been doing. I started selling books and then make videos on that, and then ultimately just making videos until I went to Korea, came back, kept making videos.
Gotcha.
And I will likely just keep making more videos. I started this podcast because I guess I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
Because I guess it's like a journal kind of.
Yeah.
Like, I can watch this 4 years from now and be like, wow, I used to be, like I used to do this, and Ohnzeuw used to do this, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
So, and not just like you, also like I plan to have like the rest of the crew, like, so like each
member. Yeah.
like Manir, like I already did Manir, doing you right now, and then Chris eventually, Paul eventually, even
Slugs.
yeah. But that would be a bit harder to
we'll have to plan that out.
Yeah,
like get a good time for that.
Yeah, and then even in the future, honestly, if I have like a more, I guess, higher budget setup, because it's kind of ghetto, like couch, and then like we have like these $40 mics. But like if I get like more professional setup, and it's like, oh, like
do like revisits,
like Joe Rogan, well maybe not Joe Rogan, but like, you know, just like more higher budget, I'll start to invite like my coworkers from like my job,
yeah,
or like more stranger kind of people, like you're like a close friend, but then like more like people closer to like strangers, or like further away from like my circle. So yeah, this is also kind of just like a personal thing too, because like I can't imagine, you know, strangers watching this, because like nobody really knows unless you become like the next Michael Phelps or something in the future, and people watch back. But
yeah,
I mean, chances are the people I'm podcasting with are just ordinary people, I guess, not like celebrities or anything. So yeah, that's why I started this podcast too. So I mean, yeah, that's ultimately what I've been doing, just content creation.
Nice. One thing I want to mention is you said you had shin pain, right?
Yeah.
And you're doing these programs. I was wondering if they helped you at all, like if they made things easier, or if it like, you know, helped alleviate that pain.
So honestly, I still have shin pain.
Oh, still?
Yeah. So I'm in week 20 of the program, and it's 36 weeks. So honestly, I still think I have more room for improvement. Like it makes sense that 20 weeks, or maybe not, but like I think it's fine that 20 weeks later, like nothing, I guess not much improvement has happened. I learned a lot, just following a program in general. Like before, like I would work out by just doing random, like I feel like doing bicep curls right now, or like I feel like bench pressing, or today is like push pull legs. And then like if I were to have a gym, I just do what's open. So that machine is open, I'm going to use that. And it's also a push day, or like it's a pull day. And it was a lot of random. I never did the same exercises really.
Right.
But this time I do the same exercises. And I also have like coaching, like online coaching. So people correct my form. And I learn like my limits. So like what's too much training? Like, oh, this is too much training. Or, oh, this is too little training. Or, oh, if I'm improving, like how can I tell if I'm improving, or if I need to actually go back and use less weight? So I'm learning a lot. And also, so it's split into 3 programs. So first 12 weeks is called 0, and it's all body weight. Second is dense, and that's when you start using weights. And that transition between 0 and dense was huge. Like using weights was a huge game changer, and I was a lot more like sore, I would say. So, and then even though we're almost done with dense, like I'm 10 weeks into dense out of the 12, I still have the 12 weeks of standards, and there's like 30 marks. So the thing with standards is there's 30 marks that you have to pass. So even though it's like you only have to do 12 weeks, there's 30, it's called standards because there's 30 standards you have to pass.
Right.
So for example, with like something called a couch stretch, you have to get your back to the wall. And then for like, let's say like a tib bar, like tibialis raise, you'd have to get like, or for me, I would have to, or yeah, for men, I guess, I think it's 15% body weight or 20% body weight, which is for me about 33 pounds. So you have to hit 33 pounds for 15. So honestly, I think if after standards I still have like no improvement, then I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But if I hit all 30 of those marks, there's 30 standards. So if I hit all of those and I still have shin pain, then yeah, honestly, because some of them are like super heavy. So it's like, oh, you have to do this for like a whole like half body weight or all body weight, like on your back. So like something called like Poliquin step up. So basically like, I guess like a squat for your knee, where you like okay, something called Poliquin step up. Like, so okay, to put it into perspective, I can do it on a 4-inch step body weight, but the standard is a 6-inch step and then half body weight. So like 85 pounds on your back with a 6-inch step. And then, but right now I can only do 4 inches body weight. So I realized, oh, that's a long way to go just for that standard.
Right.
And like, I'm sure if you hit that standard, my freaking, you know, that I think strengthens your knee, and I guess like your a little bit of your ankle, but like you're gonna have super strong knees if you can do 85 pounds on a 6-inch step. So even though I don't have knee pain, but there's a total of 30 marks you gotta hit. Ideal, I guess you don't have to hit them, but like ideally you'd hit all 30. And yeah, I think if I can hit those, I think I'll have more of like, it's more promising. I think that the standards program is more promising, I'd say, because it's like from 0 to dense was already a big jump.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine the jump between dense and standards. But yeah. So unfortunately, if I were to go run a mile, pretty sure I'll be in pain still for like 5 days. Yeah. Also, the thing is, I guess I haven't really found like a running shoe. Although, because do you know like the shoes I wear right now?
So like barefoot, like
yeah, so barefoot shoes, they're like super wide. And I guess the running shoes I have, like that are like so ultra. So okay, so the shoes I have are the ones you'll see today. So I'm gonna wear them today. So those are like the wide ones. I wear those like 90% of the time.
Okay.
And then in Korea, I tried 2 other shoes. One called Ultra, one called Lems. I would actually recommend them to you, honestly. But they're narrower than like the shoe I normally wear, and I could feel it. It actually hurts.
Oh wow.
Like when I wore them in Korea, like a day at a time, it actually genuinely hurt, and it took me a few days to like recover. But yeah, the only I guess running shoe I have are like these running sandals, and they are wide enough, but even walking in them like kind of hurts because I think they're like really stiff. But walking in them kind of hurt my legs. But people can run in running sandals. That's why they're called running sandals. But paradoxically though, running barefoot is softer on my legs than running with like padded shoes.
Interesting.
And it probably has to do with like, since you could feel the ground, your body naturally lands softer. Because like when you're not thinking, you're probably not thinking about every step you're taking when you're running. So like I've ran barefoot. It's only tough on the skin. The skin gives out, not the muscle, or not like the muscle. The skin is the bottleneck. How tough the skin on your foot is when you're running barefoot is ultimately like what matters.
Right.
But like I ran barefoot miles like on dirt, or like you got to do it in natural surfaces. Because if I tried it actually once on the road, boom, like I think I remember.
That sounded rough.
I tore a hole in my foot, and it took like a few weeks to like fully recover.
Yeah.
But my legs felt fine, or my legs felt less sore than when I wore like thick shoes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and I think there's also papers on it too, but it's like the cushion absorbs some of the impact, so you have to put more force to actually propel yourself. Versus if it's just you on the ground, you only just have to put like that amount of force. But yeah, I guess in terms of running, I'm like avoiding it for now because I know I'm not like ready to run again.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm really counting on, I guess, like just the standards program.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully it gets better for you, because I know you like to run, and
yeah,
Shin must suck, dude.
Yeah, man. It's honestly like it would affect walking, I guess.
Wow.
So like if I were to run, walking would start to hurt. So that's why I kind of just stopped running. But yeah, walking is fine for me. Like if I just walk, I won't have shin pain.
Okay.
But running is a different story. Unless it's barefoot though. I think barefoot, it's a little better. But yeah. So
nice.
Yeah, so let's see what time. So okay, so it is
almost 2.
So it's 1:50 right now, and we do have a meetup right after this at 2.
Yeah.
Although we don't really have to show up on time.
Not be right on time. Yeah, we could be a little late.
Yeah, but we do have a meetup, and I mean, is there anything else we need to talk about? I talked a lot about myself.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about like school and vacation. Yeah, I just provided some updates on how I'm doing in school, and basic life stuff, basically, Zeus and all that. Is there anything else you have any questions about?
Like, have you been exercising?
Okay. Yeah, I've been doing like exercises. So at school, I would go to the gym. I try to go every day. Like every day I was there, try to do some workouts. And then right now I'm doing like home workouts basically. So I try to do 5 days of working out. And then I take Zeus on a walk like every day for like 30 minutes. So got some walking, got some, I do like push-ups. I have like a set of dumbbells, and I do like squats and stuff. So like just try to do like full body stuff. And yeah, it's hard for me to gain weight though, because my metabolism is like really fast, and I eat a lot, but it's just hard for me to gain weight. Like it's really tough. So I'm trying to gain weight, trying to gain more muscle, and hopefully I can make some progress this summer. I'm doing more like protein shakes, trying to get more protein in. And yeah, it's just trying to figure out like the best times to do it. So normally I do like mornings because I feel more active in the morning. And then so I would go on a walk, and then I work out right after for like an hour and a half. And after that, then I would try to get all my work done for like the FE exam and like doing applications. And then after that I would chill. So I try to like keep a consistent schedule, try to like kind of stay structured, and so that way I could just like stay on top of everything. So yeah.
Right. So you also like cook do you still cook every day?
Yeah. So back in school, like I didn't have time to cook, unfortunately, so my mom and my dad would do like most of the cooking. But now, like, since I have more time right now, then I'm helping out more, and I'm doing more cooking. And we got a new pan, a cast iron pan. So I've been experimenting with that, doing more like dishes in it, and it's pretty cool so far. But yeah, dude, I really love cooking. So it's been like kind of like a hobby too. It's really, really cool for me. So yeah, just trying to make new stuff, and trying to keep eating at home. I'm trying not to spend money going out to like restaurants. So like it's nice to stay home and do that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And what about how's your gaming been?
Gaming, ooh. So Resident Evil 4 Remake is my game of the year right now. It is amazing. I saw the part with Manir, but he told me that I love Resident Evil a lot. I got him into a lot of the Resident Evil games, and it's just so much fun. RE4 Remake is just good blend of action and horror and fun. It's just a really fun game to play. And I got like 80 hours into it, so I'm still like I plan on doing like another playthrough to get like the S plus run and under 5 hours for like standard difficulty, and then do it again on professional, which is the hardest one, and get the platinum trophy. But yeah, it's just so much fun. So I've been playing a lot of RE4 Remake, and then right after school went out, about a week after, I looked into the new Zelda game. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom just came out. So you know what? I was like, I'm just gonna buy it
for the Switch.
For the Switch, yeah. So I'm just gonna buy it. This game looks awesome. So I bought Zelda, and I've been also enjoying that too. It's been really fun. Just completely different. Like, it's like very similar to Breath of the Wild, but there's just like there's just so much more content to it. Like, I feel like there's more in-depth stuff to do. The story is much better. Like, there's more. I think the cutscenes are way better, and the story is told in a much more interesting presentation. And I've just been really enjoying that game, because Breath of the Wild is like, I would do some of the shrines, and after a while it got kind of samey, and I would just be like, oh, what are you gonna do this time? What kind of puzzle is it now? And it's like, oh, I just remember being so annoyed about some of the shrines, and the whole item durability thing was also annoying. Tears of the Kingdom has that too, but it kind of got better. Like, you can fuse items onto your weapons so that they last a bit longer. But Tears of the Kingdom, the shrines are much better in that game, and I'm just having way more fun in it. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of something like Elden Ring, where like you can do like almost anything you want, pretty much. Like, you can go up in the sky, and then you can go on the surface, and then you can go underground and explore the caves, and it's just really fun. I like the game a lot too. So RE4 Remake, Tears of the Kingdom, there was a demo that came out called it's for this game called Liza P. It's a PS5 game, and it's kind of like very Bloodborne inspired. So like it's got like this dark sort of like gothic kind of art style. So it's like, you know, it's like puppets, and it's very like very moody and very similar to Bloodborne. So like kind of like dark and kind of like dark fantasy almost. Steampunk, you know, kind of like a steampunk kind of game. And that's been really fun. It's like really reminds me of Bloodborne, and it's just, you know, it's a lot of fun to play. So I might look into that game. That game comes out in August or September, but we'll see. And yeah, just that's basically what I've been playing lately. Just those two games and then the demo, pretty much. Yeah.
Right. So when you watched the podcast with Manir, and so you learned about like what we thought about like Resident Evil and stuff.
Yeah. So I just well, like when I saw it, I didn't like know about it. Like I didn't learn from it, but like I was just referring to the fact that he said like I was a Resident Evil fan.
Oh. Okay.
So I just like clarifying like, yeah, like I love Resident Evil, and it's probably one of my favorite game franchises right now. So we've been playing like RE5 in co-op, which was really fun. And we plan on doing RE6, which also has a co-op mode. And yeah, I just want to get around to that. And yeah, just want to clarify that I really like Resident Evil. Yeah.
Right. So when you watched, did you watch just Manir, like the episode with Manir?
I watched a bit of like your first podcast, just a little bit. I watched a bit of Manir's podcast too. I didn't watch all the way through, but yeah, I just watched a bit.
So like
the first one.
Like, what are your habits with YouTube? Like, you just like.
So YouTube, I usually. Well, I like to watch a lot of gaming content. So I'm subscribed to a bunch of gaming channels, and so, you know, like gaming and then gaming news channels too. So there's a few people I watch that focus on Resident Evil news, or From Software game news, and PlayStation news, even Xbox news. I'm interested in Xbox news as well. So I would just watch like kind of like that kind of stuff. I'm not really into watching like gameplay walkthroughs or kind of like, you know, like narrated gameplay. So mainly just news stuff, and then I'm subscribed to like your channel, and I will watch like your shorts, and then I'll watch some of the podcast, so like a bit of the podcast with Manir. The thing is, I still gotta finish it because I was on vacation when it came out, I think. So like I only watched a bit, and that was why I didn't finish, because I was pretty busy. But I do watch a couple short videos from the people I'm subscribed to. Like I don't really go on the homepage that much. I just stick to what I know. And just kind of like gaming news in general. That's pretty much what I stick to. Yeah.
I see.
Oh, and also cooking too. Cooking videos, cooking channels. I like watching
Adam Ragusia.
Yeah. That guy's pretty cool. There's a few other people that I like to get like inspiration from for like recipes. So yeah, that kind of stuff.
Right, I watch a few cooking channels too. Or like you got me into. You
Adam
recommended.
Ragusia.
Yeah, you recommended me.
Yeah.
Like Adam Ragusia has a podcast as well, and I listen to that, like all the time actually, because podcasts app on like the iPhone is free, and then also it could play with the phone being off. So when I'm like either working out or even sleeping, like going to bed, boom, Adam Ragusia podcast or any other podcast too. Like I listen to something called the Editing Podcast, like with Hayden Hillier Smith. And I guess I kind of used to listen to like Mind Pump because my barber told me that he listens to that. And it's kind of all right. And there's also Markiplier's 2 podcasts. He has like Go My Favorite Sports Team and Distractable. But again, it's kind of like those are the podcasts I listen to if I have nothing else to listen to.
Right.
But yeah, mainly it's just like the editing podcast and Adam Ragusia. So
Interesting. Yeah. So you just listen to like his like the cooking podcast, right? Okay.
like the last one he talked about tiny mics.
Okay.
So like, and if you were to watch like TikTok and then people interview people with tiny mics, and he was like, oh, there's kind of like a whole trend with like the tiny mics, the lavalier mics that clip onto your shirt, but people just use it as like a regular mic.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I never thought of that actually. Like this is a real mic, but you never see, or it's not often you see someone on TikTok like interviewing someone with a regular mic. They just use like the small lavalier mic. Or lavalier, or however you pronounce it. But yeah.
So have you listened to his Metallica podcast?
I probably have. I don't remember it much from it.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
that was Metallica is my favorite band. So hearing him
really?
talk about that, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hearing him talk about that was pretty cool. So
Oh.
I didn't know he liked Metallica. So yeah, that's my favorite band. I'm actually gonna go see them in August.
Really?
In LA. Yeah, me
I
and
did
my
not
dad
know.
and my sister. Yeah.
Oh, your whole family like is like
Oh.
Metallica fans?
Well, me and my dad. My
Oh,
sister's
okay.
just going because she wants to go, and then my mom's not going.
Oh.
But me and my dad are fans of Metallica. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Dang. So, is there anything else we need to discuss with you?
I don't know. I think we covered the points of personal lives and stuff.
Right.
I think I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, I think the past 3 podcasts even, or like there's 3 episodes, I would put like outro and then we take like another 3 minutes to just close the podcast. And I check the retention and people would already have clicked off by then. It's like 0% after like outro. And yeah, I also happen to learn like watching like videos on how to be better. Like you can't make the outro too long because people will already signal that the video is over. They click off.
Yeah.
So I should ideally end this podcast as soon as I can. So thank you for watching this episode.
Yes. Thank you.
And we'll see you in the next one, whoever the next guest is.
All right, guys. Later.
Yeah.